Hello everyone, this is Earth Archives. Speaking of creatures that have mutated due to human pollution, the most famous one is Japan's Godzilla, which mutated due to nuclear pollution. But in fact, there are such cases in real history, and that is the number 9 waste oil pit squid in the United States. Today we'll find out. Before the show starts, please subscribe, share, and turn on the little bell. This will help us grow faster. Without further ado, the show begins. A routine day at the refinery. Nestled in the heart of the industrial district, the number 9 waste oil pit was just another part of the sprawling refinery complex. This facility had been in operation for decades, handling the waste and byproducts of the oil refining process. For the workers, it was another routine day, filled with the hum of machinery and the acrid smell of oil. Little did they know, this mundane setting was about to become the center of an extraordinary story. The first sighting. It started with an unexpected observation. Miguel, a seasoned worker at the refinery, was performing a routine check on the waste oil pits when he noticed something strange. At first, he thought his eyes were playing tricks on him. Amidst the dark, viscous surface of the number 9 pit, he saw a movement, a ripple that seemed out of place. Curiosity piqued, he leaned closer and peered into the depths. There it was again. A flash of something, a glimpse of a tentacle perhaps. He blinked, rubbed his eyes, and looked again. This time, he was certain. There was something alive down there, something big. Sounding the alarm. Miguel's heart raced as he scrambled to his feet and ran towards the main office. Bursting through the door, he breathlessly recounted what he had seen to his colleagues. Initially, they were skeptical. A squid in a waste oil pit. It sounded preposterous. But Miguel was insistent, and his urgency convinced a few of his co-workers to investigate. Armed with flashlights and cameras, a small group returned to the pit. They scanned the surface, searching for any sign of the mysterious creature. For a while, there was nothing. Just the thick, oily sludge. But then, without warning, a tentacle broke the surface, followed by another. The group gasped in unison, cameras clicking furiously. There was no denying it now, something extraordinary was in the pit. A squid in the oil. Word of the sighting spread quickly through the refinery. By the end of the day, the entire facility was buzzing with speculation. How could a squid, a creature of the deep ocean, end up in a waste oil pit? Theories ranged from the plausible to the absurd. Some suggested it had somehow been transported via the refinery's water intake system, while others whispered about secret government experiments gone awry. Experts weigh in. As news of the incident reached the outside world, experts from various fields began to take interest. Marine biologists, environmental scientists, and even conspiracy theorists descended upon the refinery, eager to examine the phenomenon. Dr. Elena Ramirez, a renowned marine biologist, led the scientific investigation. She was both skeptical and intrigued. Upon her arrival, Dr. Ramirez conducted a preliminary examination of the pit. She collected samples of the oil and water mixture, hoping to determine the conditions that allowed the squid to survive. Her initial findings were baffling. The oil pit was an environment utterly inhospitable to most life forms, yet this squid seemed not only to survive but to thrive. A media sensation. Unsurprisingly, the story of the number 9 waste oil pit squid captured the public's imagination. News outlets around the world ran with the story, each adding their own sensational spin. Headlines ranged from "Mutant Squid Found in Oil Pit" to "Environmental Miracle, Squid Survives Toxic Waste." Social media exploded with memes and hashtags like #OilSquid and #SquidGate. Amidst the media frenzy, the refinery had to manage not only the influx of reporters and curious onlookers but also their own operations. The refinery's PR team worked overtime to address the constant stream of inquiries while ensuring the facility continued to function smoothly. Studying the squid. Dr. Ramirez and her team set up a temporary lab near the pit to study the squid more closely. They observed its behavior, taking note of its feeding patterns and interactions with the environment. The creature seemed surprisingly agile, maneuvering through the viscous oil with ease. This adaptability raised more questions than answers. One of the most pressing questions was how the squid sustained itself. Waste oil pits are devoid of the nutrients necessary for most forms of life. Dr. Ramirez hypothesized that the squid might be feeding on microorganisms that had somehow adapted to the toxic environment. To test this theory, her team conducted a series of experiments, analyzing the pit's microbial life. Environmental implications. As the investigation continued, environmental scientists began to consider the broader implications of the squid's presence. If a squid could survive in such a hostile environment, what did that mean for our understanding of resilience and adaptability in marine life? Could other species also be evolving to withstand the impacts of pollution and climate change? These questions spurred a wave of new research into the effects of industrial waste on marine ecosystems. The number 9 squid became a symbol of both the resilience of nature and the urgent need for better environmental stewardship. The squid's origin. Despite extensive research, the mystery of how the squid ended up in the pit remained unsolved. Some suggested it was an accidental byproduct of the refinery's operations, perhaps sucked in through a water intake system connected to a nearby body of water. Others speculated it might have been deliberately introduced, though the motive behind such an act was unclear. Dr. Ramirez leaned towards a natural explanation. She theorized that the squid might have entered the refinery's systems as a juvenile, small enough to pass through filters and pipes. Over time, it adapted to the harsh conditions of the pit, growing larger and more resilient. The global response. As the world watched, the number 9 squid incident sparked a global conversation about industrial pollution and environmental responsibility. Environmental organizations seized the opportunity to highlight the impact of waste on marine life and advocate for stricter regulations. Governments and corporations faced increased pressure to address environmental concerns. The refinery itself underwent a thorough review of its waste management practices, leading to significant improvements in the implementation of more sustainable methods. A new understanding. In the months following the discovery, the scientific community gained a deeper understanding of how life can adapt to extreme environments. The number 9 squid became a case study in resilience, shedding light on the incredible capacity of organisms to survive against the odds. Dr. Ramirez published several papers on her findings, contributing to the broader field of environmental science. Her work highlighted the importance of studying and preserving even the most unlikely ecosystems. The squid's future. As for the squid itself, it became something of a celebrity. The refinery, in collaboration with marine biologists, decided to relocate the creature to a more suitable habitat. After careful planning, the squid was transferred to a specialized marine research facility where it could be studied in a controlled environment. The relocation was a delicate process, but it was ultimately successful. The squid adapted well to its new home, where it continued to thrive. Researchers were able to observe its behavior more closely, providing valuable insights into its unique adaptations. The legacy of number 9. The number 9 waste oil pit squid incident left a lasting legacy. It served as a powerful reminder of the resilience of nature and the impact of human activity on the environment. The story inspired many to take action, from grassroots environmental movements to large-scale policy changes. For the workers at the refinery, the incident was a once-in-a-lifetime experience that transformed their perspective on their work and its environmental impact. Miguel, who first spotted the squid, became an advocate for better environmental practices within the industry. Reflections. Looking back, the number 9 squid incident was a turning point. It demonstrated the power of nature to adapt and survive in the most unlikely of places. It also underscored the importance of vigilance and responsibility in managing our industrial activities. As Dr. Ramirez often said in her lectures, the incident was not just about a squid in a pit. It was a story of resilience, adaptation, and the interconnectedness of all life. It was a reminder that even in the face of adversity, life finds a way. The future of environmental science. The discoveries made during the number 9 squid investigation paved the way for new research and innovations in environmental science. Scientists continue to explore the limits of adaptability in marine life, uncovering new species and behaviors in extreme environments. The incident also fostered greater collaboration between industries and environmentalists, leading to more sustainable practices and improved waste management. The lessons learned from number 9 became a blueprint for future efforts to protect and preserve our planet. Epilogue, the squid's tale. The story of the number 9 waste oil pit squid remains a fascinating chapter in the annals of environmental science. It is a tale of mystery, discovery, and the enduring power of nature. It reminds us that even in the most unlikely places, life can thrive and inspire us to become better stewards of our world. And so, the legend of the squid in the number 9 waste oil pit lives on, a symbol of hope and resilience for generations to come. Whether it was a miracle of nature or a strange twist of fate, one thing is certain: the number 9 squid will always be remembered as an extraordinary creature that defied the odds and captured the hearts and minds of people around the world.